Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. Here we are big. It's just us. Look, it's just us. It's Primo, Kimo, and Spam Banshee and Pokey. But there's a special guest sitting over here, back in the green room right now, hanging out with Farrah Fawcett, is Major Will!
Aloha!
Aloha, welcome to the show. We'll just turn that off. Welcome, guys. How you doing?
Yeah, hello.
Nice, you practiced it. Good job. You knocked it out of the park.
Well done.
Welcome. Is it really cold in California? I see you've got a fire.
It's nice and cloudy. It's very cool. Actually, for this time of year, it is very cool. But it's like high 60s.
Yeah, it's like for us, we're freezing here. It's like 68.
Sweater weather there, right? For us, we're like nude. Like we're nude at like 50 degrees. People are just running around naked, pretty much. Look at everybody who's here already. Paul Rose is here, and Callie Debs is here. James is here, of course. James is here. Jen, wait, hold on. You confused me with Roro. Confused me with the name. Ryan is here. Jen is here. Biff Baffo's here. Jack is here. Thank you. Okay, I said hello. Now, please.
Identicor Depot.
Oh, I forgot something.
Yes.
Record Crate is here, too.
Record Crate.
Record Crate is here with a K.
That's awesome.
Record Crate has hit 1,000 subs.
Oh, nice.
Congrats.
Good job.
Big Dre. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Aloha.
Yeah, we'll keep that rolling. Or I guess keep it spinning. I don't know. Record Crate.
Keep it spinning.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Keep that whoop, 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 whoop. I actually was going to try to get, I'm working on I need to step up my sample game and get some like different sirens and I need more stuff.
Look
I've got a big
Pokey
list.
looks like a ski jump right now.
What's he doing? Why is he like this? What's he doing?
Oh.
He's very excited to have some of the newer members of the eBay community. The eBay Tube community. Major Win. They started their channel 3 weeks ago now. This is your third week going.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be influencers? You have over 100 subscribers.
Yeah. Well, you know, I can say we're happy to report we haven't changed. Like we're still the same.
Well, you know, we're still us.
Keeping it real. You do work out. You do have J-Lo's trainer now, but other than
Exactly what I was thinking. Yes, we're working towards our J-Lo bod. So, you know.
Yeah. Glad the pictures of my J-Lo abs have been circulating.
Yes, actually, you just put out a video. It's Primo training, is it? We didn't have time to watch it because you just put it out, but I can't wait till this is over now in 2 hours, and then I can go watch it.
That's what everybody says when they're around us.
Exactly. It's like that's the number one thing we get is, you know what? This is nice. Let's end it though. Let's wrap up.
It's the Cristanza. He's just like, okay, that's the best it's gonna go. I'm out of here. Bye bye.
That is so good.
We just watched that episode like 2 days ago.
Yeah, we put Seinfeld on the background all the time.
Yeah.
Seinfeld is one of the best friends to have in the background.
And we brought our friend Lynn's Flair, which is a freaking gift.
I love it. It's like you smeared your phone screen with some Vaseline to get that. I mean, that's some
We're very high tech here.
Yeah.
Special effects.
it looks like precious memories, or you're like selling some candles or something right now. I mean, I don't know. We have some. They remind me of something from, I guess, probably when they started using videotape for TV commercials. They look different in like the 70s or 80s. And I have these candles, which they're glass, and they kind of look like barbells, but they're glass. And you fill them up with vegetable oil, and then you float a like wick on top of them. And you guys look like you're selling those.
Okay, well,
Your doggy was just there.
that was remarkably specific as a reference. You totally tuned in, man.
Yeah, I remember things for some reason. Certain things, certain tragic things.
Just want to say hi to Gina. Bearded Picker is saying, "Hey, Doug, shouldn't you be working?
Should you be working?
This is work."
Wait, Doug has a name? Names? You guys have names? Well, introduce yourself and tell us the question and answer the question that I have for you, written down on this piece of paper.
Very high tech paper.
Why? Okay, please.
The age-old question that John was trying to answer.
Why are you here? What are your names? Why are you here? How'd you get here?
WTF?
Just do say all those things all in one.
Okay.
Motorcycle dork.
And I'm Doug, and we are collectively
Major win. So yeah,
The Wild Stallions. Wow, wow.
Why are we here, man? I mean, boy, where to begin?
I think we could begin with the air horn because
Yeah.
that's
Oh, well, thank you. Well, why are we here together talking about eBay? What brought you to? Why torture yourself with the with reselling? Why did you do this to yourselves?
why
the
why
final
enter
frontier.
why enter this absolute frustrating
Honestly,
arena?
because we do enjoy it.
Yeah.
Nice.
We do enjoy it. And when we first started, so we started this really around pandemic time. And when we first started, I was selling a lot of local things. And we met so many people that we had, like for instance, we had this old telephone that, you'd hook up to the wall and it played music, whatever. We found it at a rummage sale. I turned around and sold it. And the woman that bought it from us literally started crying when she bought it. And we were like,
Oh,
and she was like, you don't understand. My dad had one of these just like this,
Aw.
and his house completely burned down. If I give this to him, it will just make his whole year. And we were like, oh, okay. We started having so many moments like that of finding pieces for people and bringing them to their new home. And
and you
people
said if you'd pay $25 for this lovely clock, I mean phone, you'd certainly pay $50, wouldn't you?
But yeah,
It's
we
like,
just
well,
good experiences selling things, even on eBay, writing people, and people have written us wonderful messages about this is exactly perfect. So we've just really been enjoying that.
I love the chat right now, by the way, too. It is so good.
I haven't
But,
seen any of it. I'm just staring at you
You guys feel free to point out
I'm
whatever
actually
you want
mesmerized
to.
by your flare, by your fire flare. So I'm just like
We're
staring at that.
entranced.
High five. Or throw my hand up and just go like this. Okay. But yeah, so Jen actually raised a good point too. Why are any of us here? LOL.
Yeah.
And that's really true. It's like, I think we're all of the similar mindset that it'd be nice if we can have options as opposed to just, going in and punching a clock. And that's the reality of the situation. It's like I think a lot of what others have said to us that we really gel with is where they're just like, you know what, I like to have options. Like even a couple individuals that we saw in here that also work full time, like I do, they're like, you know what, even if I continue with my full time job, which right now that's my current plan, unless they watch this video and they're like, well, forget you, we're done. But like for our goal, we just like knowing that if something did happen to my job, that we've got a nice fallback, and that we've already got like a system in place. We thought about doing this if I didn't have my job anyway, but we wanted to make sure we had a good system in place so that we could scale it and know what scaling looks like and feels like. And so that was nice that once we've now started to work on a process and getting things in order, it's like it's been working well as we've grown, that the pieces of the process are all effectively the same. There's some dynamics that change a little bit as we get to each new growth level, but we feel very comfortable now that if something did happen where I lose my job, we could just pivot right to this. Pivot.
You can put on your pants with all the holes and rips in them, and put on your helmet with like the spike going through it, and it's just all it's like the back. What do they call the place in Australia where the
Outback?
Yeah, the Outback. You're just like wild in the Outback.
But yeah, so I mean, I guess for any of us too, so whether we're doing this full time or we're doing it part time, it's nice knowing that like, hey, there's something that I've built from scratch too, where it feels nice that whether or not it really grows like we hope, or if it stays the same, or if it ends up shrinking back down to nothing, at least we enjoy for a little bit this feeling of having built something like truly from scratch. Like there was nobody took us by the hand initially and was like, hey, do this. We just saw it, we enjoyed it. And then, I mean, now we got plenty of people taking us by the hand. I mean, everybody here, cannot emphasize enough, everybody here, we take notes when you guys say things and we're learning and everything. But
because we're still pretty new to all of this, and we're
Yeah.
definitely learning.
yeah, so for us, how we're even enjoying entering this whole situation right now is just we're just going to document how we're progressing, and then hopefully along the way, it'll be through an exchange that we either can share what we do know for anybody that's right with us in starting up, or we'll be plugged into where too. We've noticed that as we get to know you guys, you will share more specifics as you get to know us. So that's been really helpful too, that you kind of look at how we actually sell and what we operate with, and you're like, okay, hey, here's some tips that I heard that relate to you.
So the pandemic was how
catalyst?
you the catalyst. So did you collect before?
Well, you started
or did
in
you,
2016, right?
Did you go to estate sales and like just to look at dead people's things type stuff, or?
When we first started, it was because 2016 is technically when we started selling. When I started selling, and I gotta admit, it was totally because of the whole Kamari clear things out, and there were so many things I
okay.
realized I didn't need, but were still really nice. And even like this one time I sold a coffee mug to somebody and she was like, this is awesome. And so it was one of those things where I was like, honestly, we kind of got a little bit of like a high, like that
Mhm.
cool feeling from selling, finding people that really were interested in our pieces. And so technically we started in 2016, but it was really around
Yeah.
pandemic, and it was a closet that we had collected.
Yeah, so like if you're gonna do a timeline, just and sum it up really quick, 2016 we started. 2020 we went like I'd say full amateur level, and the past 2 years we've really been committing to it like it's a
Trying to
serious
refine,
process
make it more serious.
where
Refine
actual
our
efficiency
process.
matters to
Yeah.
us.
And have you noticed? So you basically straddled the breakdown of communication between eBay and we resellers last April or June or whatever. Did you notice only having a fairly limited exposure to the system as full timers? Did you notice a huge difference around April, the shift? Did you feel it?
Oh, definitely. We still
Okay.
felt it like everybody else. I mean, we didn't. For us, it was
You recognized it and everything. It wasn't like, because I'm thinking you were kind of new enough to maybe it just didn't register.
It didn't phase you, but
Yeah.
it did.
Okay.
Yeah, like we were still gaining momentum by that point where, again, still ever since we started, we did it because we needed the supplement to our income. It wasn't like this is just all play money that we're
Yeah.
working with on the side, but we definitely I think had a little buffer a little bit with me having the full-time job to where
Mhm.
I don't think we zeroed in as closely on the reselling aspect as much. But also too, in fairness, like for my actual job, they were also reeling from some things with the economy. So that happened to be just like a
everyone was,
slightly higher
right.
priority too.
Yeah.
But so it's kind of interesting. I guess one thing we could bring to the table is the fact that we saw how there was a ripple through like so many different things all at the same time, that also seemed to coincide right with what was going on with the eBay stuff. So yeah, but it still stung. But there's definitely someone here though that are like
Well,
they talk about like an earthquake.
Like if we're being pretty serious, like if you look at our numbers of last year, there were improvements in some things because we were taking things more seriously and our process had improved a lot, but also a lot of our sales from the previous year did not match up, especially at the end of the year. That's from like I would say end of August, September through the end of the year. That's when I really started seeing it with the numbers that things weren't exactly the same as they were the previous year.
Yeah, we actually mentioned on a video the other day too that when we talked with our tax professional, he's like, "Congratulations, you guys grew
Yeah.
25% last year." But then when we looked at our effort for what we put in, it's like we felt like we should have easily grown like 100% last year.
Yeah, that was frustrating. I mean, it was very good, exciting to hear because we were like, okay, this is good. But at the same time, it was like, it wasn't what we were hoping for.
So were you, with all of this effort that you put in, did you feel like you were maxed out with all of that energy and effort, or do you think there is more energy and effort to put in?
Was maxed out, but I don't necessarily think my effort, if I'm being honest.
Oh, hey, we're in that boat.
We work like 2 hours a day, and then we're just like, is this really worth it? And then we go watch TV or something. Not really. We could work harder. We could find more time in the day to work more.
Yeah. So, and that's even something we're still refining. That's, for instance, we've been talking a lot on our lives in the morning that we are completely restructuring. We're trying to get things more, our process more refined so that we can start cranking things out more instead of hitting roadblocks. Because we noticed we had a lot of roadblocks in our process. So we are trying to increase our quality of work. So yeah, could we have done more? Yeah, we absolutely could have. It was frustrating for the amount of work we were putting in to see the eBay results, and it was like,
Well, in the olden days, I mean, and this is a joke, but it's not a joke. The Brinks truck just used to back up to the house and it wasn't, and I don't say that, I do say that cavalierly sort of, but I mean, it was easy. It was like, if you found the cool stuff that the kids wanted, it was just too much money.
Well, it wasn't.
Almost, sort of.
There wasn't the pool of resellers was a ton smaller.
It was very much smaller.
There were very few in our area, and we would just get the best stuff. We
kind of ruled the roost a little bit,
and
we used to put like even ads in Craigslist, just saying we buy mid-century furniture, and we just had people calling us from New Hampshire down Massachusetts, New York, upstate New York. And we really, this was the before times, which I'm just putting out how it used to be. And then how now
it's cutthroat.
Now it's a battle.
People are just,
it's definitely Mad Max out there. It's like, it really
it's
is.
obnoxious. That's why there isn't, that's why it's hard to even
But
find.
you guys are making it,
Yeah.
and you started in like kind of the time when a lot of people started. So the fact that you still have
successful.
That's a nice thing. We're part of the problem, Primo.
Well, yes, you're definitely part of the problem, but like most of those people have fallen off, you know. So like the people that actually came through and stuck with it and are here, you know, I think eBay meant to do this on purpose. I mean, they were trying to make this horrible so that the people who couldn't hack it left. And how you came in right at the worst possible time to start a business, and you're still making it work, and you're refining it, means you're some of the ones that should be staying and making this platform worth being on for us too.
That's very sweet.
it is something we
Thank you.
we do want to do good by eBay's customers, because I've bought things off of eBay and been really frustrated with the process. So we definitely want to be one of those better sellers so that when someone does buy off of eBay, they're really happy with the whole process and how they receive their package. So, I mean, that's definitely that's high up on our priorities.
I think that's one of the main things is the packaging. It's like each package that I send out has, solid gold foil around it. It looks like you went into and got a pedicure at Neiman Marcus.
There you go.
And you bought like toe clippers from me, but it's foot related. So
Pedicure at Neiman Marcus. You might have to change the title of this later. Pedicure at Neiman Marcus. That was perfect. That was so perfect.
Can I just say,
there's a lot of questions. I'm not even looking at the comments. So many
Ladybug is here, and
Ladybug is here.
Ladybug, we have missed you.
Totally missed you. Is there anything? Should we?
Well, yeah, there's a whole bunch of people that have come in. There's Stoic. There's Josh Galt. There's John. Flippin' ain't easy. There's Kent.
Flippin' ain't easy.
There was somebody I have not seen before, Fraulein.
Fraulein? Is it Fraulein something?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, is that how you say it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that I thought
there.
Fraulein Donna. Fraulein.
Yes.
Donna? Is that your friend?
Yes.
Nice.
Nice.
Welcome, Fraulein Donna.
Aloha,
And Fraulein Donna knew the uncandle too. The uncandle
Yeah.
reference. You filled it with colored water and then put a half inch of oil at the top, which I remember from school. Do not mix.
And short cryptid tales. Aloha.
Who's
Basket
Meta Vinci?
Newell.
Do we know Meta Vinci?
Did I say Newell?
Probably.
I'm like thinking of a pool
Short
noodle.
cryptic tales. Yeah, we said that. Hello, everybody. Welcome to
Gina, did we say hi to Gina? Sorry.
Hi, Gina.
I might be repeating myself.
We are visiting with the reselling team of Major Win. And if you need to remember, so it is Doug and Rochelle, right?
Yes.
And so how you remember that is Doug is Doug. And Rochelle is New Rochelle, which is a town in Connecticut, which is across the river or bay or something from New York City, where this is how I remember.
Wait, is
things.
this like 10
This is
million degrees of
this
separation?
This is a mnemonics how I do this. So you guys are like Dick Van Dyke and Mary Tyler Moore, the Dick Van Dyke Show, and they lived in New Rochelle, and that's how I remember you. So now you need to twinkle toes around an ottoman every time you come into it.
Okay. You know what? We'll get right to work on that.
I've never thought of that, but that's pretty cool. Okay.
That's
Dude,
literally how I remember it.
no.
That guy, man, he's my hero. Like, you see pictures of him now, like in his late 90s. Like
He's toe tapping at Disneyland. What is he doing there?
He's
Go-
picking up like 3-pound bags of dog food. And
Take a
putting them out.
nap, dude. Take a nap.
Yeah,
He doesn't
he's
want to take a nap. He's like, I'll take a nap in a few years. Trust me.
He's amazing.
He is an amazing guy. Yeah, I agree.
It's interesting, Primo. You sparked a lot of conversation here looking at the latest comments.
Oh, let's
That even too, like Den de Cordipo, where he talks about
I love how you're a host, and I just feel so comfortable. You're just like,
Yeah, we're
host away, Meryl.
we're not done.
I'm over, but it's just like, but
Please do,
brilliant.
please.
We could.
Yeah. So, but it's interesting what Den de Cordipo is saying though. I'm also working 5 to 10 more hours per week for the
Yes.
increase that he has achieved. Yeah, I think we could kind of relate to that too. That so again, like we felt an increase last year, but the amount of extra effort that went into that was like, it felt like working for dollars and picking up pennies, which was really that was definitely a frustration for sure.
Yeah, and we ended up April was down over last year. I think we knew it was going to be, but it was down like 20%.
We started out really well, right?
Yeah.
And then
well,
it
was
just
the last
sort of
2 weeks of
"Ugh."
April just kind of, or no, it was the end of April into the beginning of May has kind of petered out a little bit. It's a little petery right now.
How much do you think that might have to do with taxes? Because tax season on the 15th.
I don't know. I never attributed any sort of sales to taxes or not to taxes, but I guess I should have if I was actually thinking reality.
Oh, absolutely.
But I don't tend to live in reality because I don't care. Because anytime I have $1, I spend it on what I want. Doesn't matter what time of year it is.
Well, and then how many of the? I mean, we
But
are.
It could be.
We
the
are
taxes.
avid eBay buyers as well
Yes.
as sellers. So how many eBay?
Don't look at our address.
How many? I'm just wondering. Buyers, self-employed people sometimes wait until the last minute to file taxes.
Wait, before I do those,
And
we do not wait till the last minute. We had those things done on April 14th this year, like at midnight. So we bought these. This is the thing I was talking about the other day, that we bought this on eBay they're really expensive. But this is the Nintendo cartridge that you put the little card in there, and that has all the games on it. So this is the illegal part if you don't own all the ROMs. This is totally legit, made by some dude in Ukraine, because that's where all the stuff is made.
We
That's cool.
have to watch on our mini screen because the
we're
big
looking
screen's
down here to
blacked
look at
out,
it.
but like we see it on small. That's cool.
Yeah, so it's called EverDrive 64 X7. If you're into video games and you like these old things, this has got every single Nintendo 64 game on it that they made.
Are you
Whoa!
serious?
No way! That's incredible.
Absolutely, and you play it on your old Nintendo 64, so you use original hardware and everything. And so we got these on Friday, and I'm probably going to put it back in the box for a year. Because I like the idea of liking the old games more than actually playing them.
Yeah.
I don't have time.
You have that. It's just gonna be like any other game console where you play it for like
I've
a
got 'em
week
all,
and then
yeah.
you never touch it.
I literally
again.
have every single game console ever made on the planet of Earth.
Yeah,
Sitting
they're
over
fun to revisit, but yeah, you do sometimes. I mean, at least I'm a girl, but yeah, I'm like.
They made girl games. They have like My Little Pony on Nintendo 64.
Oh, how dare you!
Morty the one is here. Aloha, or is it Morty Theone? No,
Morty the one.
one.
Morty the one. Cat Daigle is here. Lag is here. Everybody's here. Look at all the people. And Ladybug. It's so great to see you.
So yeah, I saw somebody making the connection to the Rochelle episode of Seinfeld in here. That drives her crazy.
That
Drives her
episode plagues
crazy.
me. Rochelle.
Oh, man.
Especially that one, because that's in 3 different episodes.
Oh, we have 2 of the same one. Duh. Because there's only 1 card. I'm just showing James's cards here.
Oh, he.
Because we got those, which actually came on Saturday.
Oh,
And this
my
tiny
God.
little envelope did not fit in our tiny little post office box. So they didn't give it to us on Saturday. They sent us one of those things on today, saying it was an oversized thing in the box. I was like, come on.
And
Look at, seriously, the Vern sticker. Am I right? Am I right?
We were on the other live that we did the other day where we had that in the background. In fact, we intended to do that sometime today of hiding James's card somewhere in here. We just ran out of time, and so we forgot to put it behind us.
Oh, I just noticed the card is up by the Angels too.
See, we hit ours. You found it. You win. You guys won. Are there any questions in the chat before? I mean, I can ask more
there's
questions.
a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, people may have been saying
I'm
stuff.
not even going to look. I'm just going to abandon it.
Yeah, we'll just start from wherever we're at. It's all good. But
I'm sure people want to ask something. I see there's something about cats and dogs. I love those things. Primo, I'm shocked at you, Paul Rose. If I'm just looking for my name popping up here, I'm shocked at you. I'm calling the fun police immediately. What did I do? No,
that thing.
Oh,
eBay Life is here. Aloha.
Carl is here. Welcome, Carl.
Drygoot Hearts.
I think we should have warned everybody to take an extra shot of diabetes medication today because of our sickeningly positive attitudes towards eBay and reselling in general. I apologize.
I know. Oh man, we have such a weird reputation being like the extra perky people, and it's like we're just.
Well, look, this job is for miserable cusses. Let's face it. And we have broken the barrier, and we just layer enough horn on there, and everyone can just. I mean, I swear that we raised the temperature of Silverhair Stacker's show. Sometimes that has a little low energy, but they've brought it up. They have really brought that thing up since they've been since you've been on there, and we dropped in there a few times. It's like
I was like, I think we're the only ones, you guys and us, using emojis on their chat.
Absolutely fantastic. Those guys are great. I mean, again, like my dad was born in the 40s, and then my grandfather was born in like early 1900s, and so this was like
that's so
all the
amazing to
conversations
me.
I've ever known. It's like that.
I mean, without being, I hope we're not being. I mean, I'm old, but I'm just saying, the classic old man conversation. Like if you went anywhere and there was some old dude sitting around, what are they talking about? And that's, you sort of get to like the fly on the wall thing, but then you get to partake too.
Well, I have to say,
Learn how to be old.
I don't consider them old.
They're not old. That's the thing. But they're having old man conversations. And I think that was the first thing I said to Silverhair Stacker was that, well, I said it and then he chimed in and said, that's it. It's like if you go to any coin shop in any little side mall in the United States, there's at least 2 old guys standing there. One of them's just cue ball bald. And they sit there and they talk coins and little fun things all day long. And the amount of information that's shared back and forth, if you can get your brain in the stream of that info, you can learn a lot of stuff.
No, absolutely.
We 100% agree, and so that's why it's funny too. Like when I talk about that conversation, it's really with full respect and appreciation because I loved sitting there. And I mean, when my grandfather would say things, he would act like he's talking about something totally inconsequential that just doesn't even matter. And yet for me, for some reason, I just locked in on that stuff because it's like he's talking about a time that doesn't exist anymore.
Mhm.
So like every fact he shares, it's like, well, only he has that memory, and there's
Yeah.
nobody else around that still
Yeah,
has that.
yeah.
So that was cool. I thought I totally dig that stuff.
Mhm.
Like people that
My
have a long-
grandfather's memory was up where they used to take a horse whip. Two things these are the two memories I remember very clearly that seem inconsequential, but it's about electricity. They would hit the electrical wires with a horse whip, and people would be in, I guess, holding hands or something. They would do this. And then when you hit it and you got electrocuted, like the last person in line would get electrocuted. And they also did this in the one house. And I mean, my grandfather was born in 1904. So I feel like, but he came from Yugoslavia. So they definitely, and we saw his house. They had a manger underneath the house where you could sleep with the animals if you wanted to. So I guess he came from the olden days, and they used to
Someone's
do that.
gonna crack some sort of joke.
The
about
same
that.
thing with putting your finger in a light socket. So you put your finger in the light socket, you're holding hands with all your friends, and the last person in line flips the switch. And the last person in line gets electrocuted. And it's fun. This was fun to these guys. I don't think Silver Hair Stacker would be doing that.
It's hard to hear them when you're playing.
It is.
Yeah.
This is, sweetie, this is war here. This is like war.
That is so funny.
Mr. Sadie, aloha.
Mr. Sadie's here. Aloha.
Said I resemble these remarks.
That's why I love this right there. That comment.
And Morty, the one who was saying, has everyone's sales been backloaded on weekends? No sales Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then boom, 4 sales this morning of a very small store.
This weekend
90
was a little
listings.
backloaded.
Strange
I
for
felt
me.
that too myself. But
Yeah, we've had a couple of weird weekends. Sorry, go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say, our sales did pick up Saturday and Sunday, but it was more, it was like Saturday evening, and then yesterday our sales picked up. So yeah, because Friday was like not a good day. Neither was Thursday.
Yeah, Friday, I think, were we at 0 or almost 0?
Thursday we were almost at bingo. I think we actually might have had a bingo day, and then Friday I think we got 1 or 2 sales, and then Saturday we got a few. But we were able to send out quite a few offers. So we did send out a lot of offers right around that time.
So that's one of the little baby metrics. I mean, I can't. Metrics to me are just so diluted, and I don't even know what they mean. So I used the offers out, and they were this weekend. I guess it would have been Saturday. They were at 11, which normally we're at like 30, 35. And so that means that we, for whatever reason, and a lot of those offers are 0 watchers. So, but we do get sales on 0 watchers, so I'm not worried about that. It's just that they weren't going out. So there was something happening this weekend. What that was is irrelevant. But I did see a comment here, because Jen says, Kent, I have a signed Bible, and then wait. Tom has Jesus' sandals. I'm trying to follow backwards up the conversation. So something about Jesus' sandals are on eBay. And then something about Jen has a signed Bible. And then probably by, I don't know who, but by Elvis? No, Kent has a autographed Elvis CD. And then that made me think that it's funny because Elvis wasn't alive when there were CDs.
Hey, and Kelly
That's the funny part. People, this is a comedy show.
Oh, that was too funny.
But yeah, Kelly Dev's just got a sale. Congrats, Kelly Dev.
Nice. That was that from us? Do you think? Do you think we put out the energy out there?
Land Shark Picker, aloha.
Land Sharks in the house. No complaints. Excellent.
Wow, and Nesbitt Experience just shipped 11 orders. I'm a happy camper. That's
Wow.
So
good
Monday.
for you,
So
Amy.
we had how many? I only shipped out. How many did we ship out today? 5, 4 or 5. Only shipped out 4 or 5 orders. That's very low, actually.
Yeah.
For a Monday, that's bad.
Yeah. There's lots of complaints there.
With us, or with just everybody's complaining?
No. I'm just saying, no complaints, lots of
Oh,
complaints.
we should complain. But you know us. We don't complain.
No, try not to focus on it too much, but at some point you gotta.
So you said, Primo, like good for for you guys. I almost said that. You guys, was 30 the
Yeah, around 30. So like usually a little, mid 30s to high 20s to mid 30s. If we don't have that many offers out at any given time, and this is another kind of a potential for control, like on our metrics, where we get 150,000 impressions a day. That's just it. I mean, every single day, and they go all the way up there. It's not like you get 20,000 on one day and 180 on another. Just 150 every single day. Same with if things are working with our offers, they'll be around 30, 32, 35. Never higher, never really lower unless something's not working right. That's our newest metrics. And for sure, the past 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, haven't been as strong as the previous 6 or 7 weeks.
I'd say ours haven't been as strong either.
Yeah, it's fair.
It's just a general. I mean, I don't think we could ever figure out why at this point. But I mean, it could be because everyone has thus spent their tax return on their eBay projects already, and so there's not as much going around. But I will say, last year May was our second best month of the year because the last half of the year sucked, and our biggest month of last year was June, and that's when our sales fell off a cliff. Was in June.
Yeah.
Wow, that's yeah. Have we totally checked on that yet? Like our 2
I
years yet?
haven't looked at it in a while, but if I remember right, May was terrible for us. April, like the first half of April was awesome last year. The second half, it went like crickets.
Just off a cliff.
And May was very rough. And I think it held a similar pattern in June. And then what's funny, then it started to really pick up for us. But then like by November, when we're like, okay, now it's really going to take off, that's when it completely like bottomed out.
It never did, yeah. We did not have a fourth quarter last year.
No, it did not feel like a holiday season for us.
Well, yeah, and like that's when too we just started to like try with promoter listings and everything, and so
It's horrible.
all that kept happening is that eBay was like gobbling up our promoter listings
Everything.
funds, and it wasn't amounting to sales. And so it was kind of funny that we look back like for 2 solid weeks at some of the busiest time from December.
We were making sales.
Yeah, we were making tons of sales, but promoter listings was gobbling up all the money, and so
Yeah.
we were working for eBay for free
We made no money.
during those weeks. So that was
I
like,
think I actually calculated we paid eBay.
yeah.
In the last I think the last week of December, not so much because I finally said I'm done with
What
this.
were you
Like,
promoting at?
Oh wait, a phone call just came in. Hello,
Let's see.
Jamie. I know that was funny. Remember when you made them pay you to sell stuff on
Can
eBay?
they-
Jamie just wanted to call and rub that into your face.
Oh, believe me, we know. I'm sure eBay was laughing at us so hard.
If you guys did it though, what the craziest part is there were probably hundreds of thousands of people that did the same thing
Yeah.
because of not having a
Well,
rule book,
right,
of course.
especially newer people coming into it, and
Look, we literally last June, when they made all our sales fall,
Mhm.
is when we stopped promoting.
Yeah.
Because up till then, we were sleepwalking in dynamic promotions. We were dynamically promoting like full lunatics, and on stuff we didn't need to, on everything, on Apple computer stuff that sells itself. Like we just did it across the board, and
Well, the
they
stuff
lost
was-
us. They lost us to that.
the
So that-
stuff was selling for high enough where we were still getting good money, even though they were taking, their
40%
dynamic percentage.
40% selling costs. So our normal selling cost with shipping, just like without promoting at all, 25%. So that's with ship. That's all in 25%.
Because we do eBay shipping labels. So.
We do eBay Lite. It's like 10. But then we did. But we were at 40% last year in June, with our best month on record. But 40% was selling costs.
I just want to say hi to Freya.
Let's say hi to Freya
Welcome.
right now.
And Kent was saying guru alert.
Saying Bulu alert.
Guru.
Wait, did I win? Did I win
You-
something? What's a guru alert?
What?
I wish we could figure it out, but it's hilarious his timing of when he says it. Like it's just like hashtag guru alert, and it sneaks in at like these unexpected times. I find
Oh,
it
I think I
hilarious.
said something so profoundly genius that it had to be hashtag and save for eternity. But I'd like to know at least what it was. Who said what and what was it?
Bearded is shipping a lawnmower.
Seriously?
Wow.
Well, but it's in a box already. So,
I don't know.
hold on.
It was way up there.
No, he's saying it right.
Oh, yeah, I
see.
see. Oh.
He's saying that he's shipping a lawnmower, but it's in a box. So that's like shipping anything. Just in a box.
We did sell a lawnmower, but we did not ship it.
It was like a local pickup or something.
Like a regular old used lawnmower. Well, you know what's kind of cool is the electric ones aren't dirty, really. I mean, they're dirty, but you can clean them and then they're not greasy. I don't know if that matters to anybody. I'm just saying.
So can we just say that Meta Vinci is clearly guru? 200,000 a day. I just broke 200,000 for the month. Haha. Less than 100 listings though. Are you selling like Rolex watches?
No, Meta Vinci says, okay, we're gonna have to pull this apart.
He's selling Indiana Jones. Like, that's incredible. I don't know how.
200,000 what a day? That's what I need to know. We need to investigate this. I just broke 200,000. It said 200,000 a day. Then I just broke 200,000 for the month. Ha ha. Less than 100 shipping though, because this could be a communication that attaches to another communication, and then all the communications miss out of line, and then I don't know how to read
start reading them out of context, and it's like
flipping ain't easy.
Carla Olsen
also shipped a lawnmower for some reason.
Full-time Flippers podcast. Aloha.
Full-time lawnmower flippers podcast.
Yeah, I'm insanely curious what is being sold if you're getting up to the 200K level.
Impressions.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay, it's 200K impressions. That's what it is. That's what she got it. She figured it out.
Okay,
so,
we're like $200,000.
So we're getting
yeah, me too.
200,000 a day. Just broke 200,000 views per month, maybe. With so we need to know what those 100 listings are.
Sorry, because we're behind. So
I bet they're lawnmowers. He's selling about 100 different lawnmowers on there.
Flipping lawnmowers ain't easy.
It ain't easy. It ain't easy, people.
You know what? I'm using lawnmowers ain't easy anymore.
Well, it's especially not easy for the UPS man, as Bearded Picker said.
Yeah, and that's funny. So Bearded Picker was saying it's 54 pounds, 34 by 27 by 14. That's actually, it seems like a small lawnmower.
34?
Like,
so that's 3 feet by 2 feet.
Hold on, flashbacks. 25. No, disassemble.
Let's see. 250.
We're so excited. I mean, you guys, we're so excited to be on here with Primo, Kimo, and Spam. We're just trying to be like, okay, let's not put down let's not drag down their show in any way. But it's like,
how could you ever drag
Let's
down?
try to figure out how to guru alert the entire system here. What other important things could we tell people? Like, how did we take over eBay? How did we make it big? Now I like to say this because I do see Tech and Sports had a video out today say I was $1 million eBay seller. Now, can we, because we have sold over $1 million on eBay, somewhere between 1 and 2 million over 24 years. Don't get too excited. Can we call ourselves $1 million eBay sellers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we do.
So that's okay. So everybody, please hold on a second.
Sounds like
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a $100 million. No, I'm $1 million plus eBay seller. 24 years selling on eBay. You should listen to everything I say, follow everything I say verbatim without fail, and you too can make like half as much as you made last year.
Well, I do have to say that there is a lot to learn from the newer people too selling on eBay.
That's why I'm really interested to talk to them about that.
A different perspective. Even working at outside job, working for someone else. When new people come in, they see things that maybe people that have been there forever just overlook or don't pay attention to anymore.
They have told us that no, they saw it the same way. Last year just sucked. It was for everybody. So, but
the number one lesson I would say everyone listening right now, you will learn from this. And this is a guru alert right now.
Guru. Hold on. I need a. What's the guru noise? What's the proper guru
Well,
sound?
drum roll. Do you have drum roll?
Okay.
How dare you?
Well, we could no. We can do this because this is just like breaking news. Okay, so this works for guru. Okay. Important fact. Go.
Important fact. It will feel so good when you pay eBay to work and make zero money.
You will learn. You will say, I do not want to do this again.
Well, that's what. So one of my questions was, what has been one of your most meaningful lessons in reselling?
Was that it? Don't pay eBay to sell on their platform.
So that's interesting. If you don't mind,
No,
if I
yeah.
jump
No,
in there
please.
first? But it's like no. but
Explore this.
No, so actually, what's funny to me is like I actually had thoughts about that this morning when I was getting ready and everything. It is kind of funny that so for my job, I deal a lot with home health and hospice data, and you see a lot of patient circumstances coming through and everything.
Nothing depressing. No.
And then we show up at the estate sales and everything where it's a lot of people that are and they're just kind of transitioning in life too. It's a lot of people that are just wanting to downsize or something too. But it's just really funny though that we just kind of had that thought that it's like we spend a lot of time with people when they're at a vulnerable point in life, and that's one of those things where we kind of want to still let ourselves just feel that, because it seems to be really helpful as we're having conversations with people where we're able to empathize with them a lot more. Again, we're not saying we're eye to eye with whatever their circumstances, but just
I think you're hitting on a really cool thing. So please continue. I just want to say this is great. Go.
But so anyways, and I'm sure this is true for all of us, that you can't actually go through it, at least if you're doing it in volume. If you're just getting one little knickknack or two from an estate sale, maybe it's different. But when you're going through a whole now empty house of people, but where it's full of their stuff, you see kind of a snapshot of their whole situation and their whole life and everything. And so if nothing else, one of the most rewarding aspects of it for us is the fact that you really do develop this weird extra side of care for people. At least we have, where now it's we kind of look ahead for ourselves, how would we want to be treated if we find ourselves in this position down the road or whatever. What if somebody we know is going through all this stuff? And so that's been a real nice advantage, is the fact that you, just by having so much contact with things that people have held valuable for many years, we feel like there's more of an opportunity to learn from that and kind of empathize with each other.
I think you're so on a point that I think that hits upon why we do this. Also, the intense it's not humility. It's the intense humanity. Oh, the humanity. Oh, the humility. It's the intense connection to being alive when you deal with people in their vulnerable times where they're transitioning to not necessarily being alive, but exiting, as opposed to coming in, or
downsizing, maybe moving into assisted living.
But you're downsloping, but you don't want to. We all have to do this. So we all have to do
Lord
this. So
help us.
Being exposed to it's not bad for you, but at the same time, absolutely. I mean, I can't even remember the good stories that I could tell you if I remembered them, but there have been times in my life where I've gone into estates where I can remember now. So a couple of times this has happened where I've gone into homes of people selling their parents' vacation homes. So they've got these little cabins up in upstate New York. They were from New York City. They're architects. They're bigger than life personalities. Their kids are kind of like father was the greatest father, and they're the children of the cool people, of the people who really built stuff and did things. Then they kind of have these slacker kids that are trying to sell off. I don't know if their kids were slackers. Their kids actually, in this particular case, were also architects, so they weren't slackers. But they worship their parents. That's why they probably became architects. So we're going there and buying not just an Eames lounge chair, but the one that their dad came home in the 1960s and maybe 50s even, when we were buying stuff like that. And they had a cocktail. They sat there, that maybe the kids were on the knee of the dad in the chair. And then you're taking this chair, which is a very prized possession of this family probably, and you're selling it to somebody else who's going to prize it just as much. And
that's good.
That's one way of feeling the joy of this business.
Yeah.
Although I'm sure lawnmowers also carry some significant feelings.
I was just gonna say
Can't have tickle tush lawns out there.
I have to admit, sometimes I feel very self-conscious going into an estate sale.
Almost
like
sad,
I don't want to
melancholy almost.
act too excited over like the stuff
don't.
I'm seeing, or I just feel really sad for the people that, the family members that are there watching all this stuff go out the door. But then it's like, no, I got to remind
We've
myself
comforted
they're
people
trying.
before. I guess that's what I was trying to say.
No, we do the same thing because we do go to a lot of estate sales, and even we'll try to talk to the family members. A lot of times now, it's not so much the family members; it is a company that's handling it.
Yes, for sure.
But
yeah.
if it is the family, I will ask them, "How are you related? What are the names of the people that live there?" Because we try to be very respectful. You are going into people's homes, and you're taking parts of their life, and it is something that
Big
should
parts.
be recognized.
Big parts. I mean, in some cases, these little tiny. I showed you guys in my. We have a private membership chat every once in a while where I showed you all my private membership things, but you have to be a member to see that. It's very important. And these things, some of these things have been with me since I was, 8 years old. Not that I expect anybody to ever cherish them or anything, but I'm just saying some of the things you've carried your whole life with you. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and that's what's interesting too. So again, you make a great point there that it's also fascinating to see what people that are in that transitional phase where it was their actual stuff. Isn't it fascinating like what they choose to keep?
Mm-hmm.
And what they choose to take
the
with them?
stories, all the stories you get from all this stuff is amazing.
Yeah. And so we love that too, that it's fascinating to see like, okay, you got a box this big. What is your stuff that goes in that box?
Yeah.
And, maybe, there's a lot too that are like detached from that. Like, hey, I'm in the reselling game. I'm putting food on the table right now.
Mm-hmm.
Those people, they're handling their life. I'm doing my thing. And we understand that too. It's just for us, like for how we operate with it and everything. It's hard for us at this point to detach the people from the stuff.
Yeah.
And
we don't have that ability either, which has to do with my very first question to you. Why are you resellers? To me, it means a lot. It says a lot. Well, it means like maybe we have different questions to ask, because if you're reselling just to make $1 and you don't care what you sell, that is a different style of reselling. Certainly totally awesome and works well. But I think I find it very interesting when people are more into the stuff than just the selling of it. Like,
Absolutely. No, we get a thrill out of giving items a second life and having it be appreciated. Because once again, if we're going back to the whole KonMari thing, which I'm very inspired by, she says all the time, don't have your fancy dishes put away in boxes in your garage. Use them, appreciate them. You have these nice things, use them. And so
or sell them on eBay for somebody else.
Or sell them on eBay. Someone that is going to use them and appreciate them. But it's one of those things like, so we had a friend, and she actually was a friend. She passed away, and her children were selling some of her things. And we were very honest with her. We said, we are buying these things and we will resell them online. She's like, I totally respect that. Go for it. We want these things to be used. But even like we went through her Barbie collection, and all of her family had already picked out the Barbies that they really wanted. These were the ones that were left over that the family legitimately said we don't want to sell. But this was someone that we knew, but just actually seeing her Barbie collection made us feel even so much closer to her, because we were so impressed, because she was collecting back in the day, but she had like such a variety and every nationality of Barbie and every
That's
this,
awesome.
and it was so cool. And then the fact that we could now turn around and get those into people's hands that are going to appreciate them and treasure them also, that makes us really happy.
Yeah, it's actually one of the coolest things for us too. Like when we sell something on eBay and then somebody turns around and they send us like a picture of it up on their shelf
when that happens.
Or something of like, hey, we got a really nice message just a couple months back by somebody that they bought this little Limoges vase from us, and she sent a picture back of it on the shelf, and she said, "This is my little porcelain garden."
Yeah,
we were just
that makes
through
our
the
day.
ceiling. We love that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
it's just nice that we're finders for people for things that, again, for us it's $1 sometimes, like where we're just trying to make the dollar, and yet for them it's it's something that really they love a whole lot.
Yeah.
Fires up their heart strings or whatever. Turns on their heart light.
Turns on the heart light. It's great.
You gotta let that thing shine wherever you go. Biff Papa says, I think of myself as a person who is saving small bits of history. A lot of what I sell is ephemera that was headed for the trash. Ephemera that was headed for the trash. And that's exactly what we also do.
And Mr. Sadie was saying, and hi Ryan! Mr. Sadie was saying, last year I bought a makeup box from Pickles estate sale. He was a Shriner's clown.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Oh, that's crazy.
Wow.
Oh man, boy, he's got stories.
Yeah.
Well, and it's interesting too. So Gina V, not to switch gears or anything, but Gina V was saying too that she got the death email. Has it affected your sales, Gina? Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. She said Kelly Debs got it.
Oh, Kelly Debs got the email. I decided to comply.
Oh yes, so Kelly Debs said she did. Sorry, I got that backwards. So Gina was asking Kelly Debs if she did, and Kelly Debs said that she did. So Kelly Debs, how has that affected your sales?
I'm guessing that they don't want. Hold on, I just got confused because I'm reading record crates now saying the family doesn't want the items; they just want cash.
Yes.
And in many cases, that's true, but sometimes they're looking at every single item in the estate and going, "That was father's," or that they can't even come to terms with the fact that the stuff is leaving and they'll never see it again.
I think often they pick out the stuff that is meaningful
Sometimes.
or they want, and then
A lot of times.
Well, we've
Or is
actually.
it emotionally attached to all of it, and then it's a
They just have to
nightmare.
walk
Yes, and that is what happens, and that's why they're like, don't come back. The estate sale company's like, you can't be here when
Right.
we're doing
And
a sale.
the people that are like that, they should hire an estate sale company and literally just
Absolutely.
And that's why there's like varying degrees. Like for us, we always we'll categorize different sources that we go to frequently. We'll kind of categorize it in our brain of like level of difficulty. Number 2 on the list is those that are checking for eBay prices and demanding that of us. But the ultimate challenge individual, especially if they've already got a little bit of a salty personality, is the individual that is emotionally attached to it, and then they
Yes.
value it at whatever they value it at, and they ignore the market completely. Like that's the ultimate boss level difficulty that we face, is the salty personality emotionally attached. To that point, it's just like walk away.
We're like, we're
Unless
done.
we really want this thing pretty much just for us, then yeah.
It's
like
kind
that.
of, it's also like I do consider myself, like, I consider us to run it's a virtual antique store, but there used to be antique stores everywhere. Now there's antique malls, but in Vermont, when I moved here in the 90s, there were dozens up and down a 50-mile stretch between here and Middlebury, dozens of small antique shops that had been there since the 60s. And sometime in the 90s, Texans, they came in with rootin' shooting with their big 10-gallon hat. They sent
it was called the Antique Belt.
the Antique Belt, and they sent tractor trailer trucks up here. They finally made their way up to Vermont. And I guess these guys, they just bought every single business, put them in tractor trailers, pulled it all down to Texas. And that's what happened to our whole New England antiques market.
All of your history went down to Texas.
It all went to Texas, and they, I guess I didn't care. It's all old barn stuff anyway. You can still find some of it up here, and people will pay for it. But back then, it was worth a lot more than it is now, even. Value on that. But what was my point in saying that?
No
You
clue.
should know everything that I'm trying to do. You should know the route I have planned in my brain to access information.
Our dog is just off screen, by the way, and she's like starting to smush into me. It's so weird when we do.
Oh,
It's like she knows something's going on. I want to try to mess with the camera, but it'll get stuck. But yeah, she's just like, I can just lift her up, like, whoop, she's right here.
Oh, I barely
Just
see
saw her
a
little nose.
little edge.
Over here. Come here,
Come on
Lena.
in.
So Callie Debs was
Leia.
saying, yes, today she got the email. She decided to comply in one category, books, at the rate that eBay suggested in the quality report, and sales came in the clothing category. Go figure.
Wait, she did it in books and then it came in clothing?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Jen says, now I'm going to be paranoid about the email. Yeah. So again, we're probably going to get it at some point this next week, but we have not gotten the email either.
I don't know. I mean, I can't tell if it honestly kills sales or not, or if it's just a thing that was going to happen anyway, and they just send out those things. Because I don't know. The email of there's two different emails of death, right? Aren't there? Aren't there two in different denominations of death?
Their name's so eloquent.
Yes. One is leave feedback and one is become top rated seller. I think there's two different ones. At least that's what I always picked up on. And either one is able to kill your sales. Now, I think your sales probably are just destined to die at that particular moment, but
Yeah, well, and it's interesting too, though. So, Amy, the Nesbitt Experience, says that
Amy, aloha.
I thought for some reason we already said hi at the very beginning. It's like we just assume Amy is always there.
I do too, and maybe I said hello to her already. Mr. Sadie! In honor of perkiness, this is for the underdog of the day, Mr. Sadie!
We love that, but that is so funny. Thank you very much, Mr. Sadie.
That is awesome. Thank you.
Certainly earned that love, so thank you very much. But yeah, it's interesting. So like Amy was saying, was there a correlation to something? And now that's really that's right in the realm of terms that I hear all the time when I work for this data analytics company. Is it causative or is it a correlation? So
Right.
Causative, where something actually directly causes it to happen, or do you have a buddy that whenever he's in the room, it just happens to be that you've got a nightmare situation. We don't know if he causes it, but he's always there when you've got a nightmare situation that comes up. And so that's a good question to ask. Is it causative or is there a correlation?
And there is no causation without correlation. No, there's no correlation without causation. Don't they have to go together to like know something?
But
I forget.
How many times?
Patricia, how's it go?
How many
She
times is Patricia here? How many times do we hear people say that they get a notification from eBay saying, "Hey, upgrade your seller status to top seller or whatever," and they're like, "I already am."
So it's a confusing thing because top rated seller is your position. So you earn that by not screwing up on eBay. Top rated seller. Each particular item gets a status of top rated plus.
Depending on your shipping.
Depending on your shipping and stuff. So they are two different things that get.
Okay, so maybe that's why people get those messages, even though I see what
so
you're saying.
So you're a top rated seller, but not every single one of your items is top rated plus, and it might not be for a number of reasons. So we have, I don't know, maybe 20 items that are not top rated plus. So we get that email.
Well, I was just going to say that maybe, it's just people get this email of death just because it's going to be sent out regardless if you're doing something wrong or not. Sort of like how they just send out those random, hey, become a top rated seller.
And I think Kevin Stoic even had it down to the day, like the 13th. I'm not, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, he's a big analytics guy. That's
he loves it. He loves that stuff.
Yeah, him and Jack Jail Stanton.
Yeah.
Biff Boffo, Basket Noodle. I mean, a lot of the crew that's on here, they do a great job of deep diving. Patricia.
I rely on them to do it because I can't do it. I just can't dive that deep. I can dive that deep and then I just come up full of statistics all over me. It's like nothing is clear.
Well, and we're saying too that it's like we hear a lot of the conversation about it, but for us, it's like, well, if we've got a limited amount of hours in the day, all we can really focus on right now is our listings and our photos and everything.
That's right.
Yeah. We don't have the freedom of thought to be able to even address it.
We have to pick our priorities right now, and our priorities is just try to keep the store alive.
Just get the stuff up there, and that's it.
And that's just it.
Carl just came in and said the 13th and the 27th are the days.
And we know that, so it's twice a month. So we know what we need to do. We need to continue to list. We need to make sure our descriptions, our titles are on point. We need to fill out the item specifics. So, right, as long as we're keeping up and doing all of that stuff, you may need to just sort of brush aside those emails telling you to, update your quality of your listings. It's like, just do what we can. And then if you got time, go ahead and check out the quality report.
Well, check out the quality report for sure. Check out the item specifics report. Well, it's not really a report. It just comes up on your seller hub. And that's where the blue dot is, and you fill in. If you can make that blue dot fully fill in, and you've entered in enough item specifics for that little to fill in, That's the best you can do. I mean, you can't do any better than that. But we sit here, we've got 1,300 items that do not have that blue dot filled in because there's one or two little things that we can't fill in.
I have got to say, I don't ever notice the blue dot anymore. There is still a blue dot?
Yeah, but you actually have to go into the fill out item specifics folder or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, out of our like 3,000 plus items that we've got currently active in our store, I can go in there right now and I guarantee you that like 2,900 of them will have the blue dot being like, here's some things that you can still improve, unless you clear like all of them.
Because there are some that are almost ridiculous, especially for clothing. There are some that I do not need to fill this out.
Let's bump the table. But it is really interesting though. Well, one thing I've learned from a lot of the real advanced developers that I work with, and I love that they do this, but so they'll talk data and they'll talk into all the metrics that we can do and what we can produce for clients and everything. And then but one of the big questions that comes up is, okay, so what? And it like gets everybody to kind of pause the room, like, so what? Okay, we got all this data. Well, how can we take action on it? Like, what are we going to actually provide to where somebody can use that and affect the change? And I think that question could be that question can still be asked and still be answered a little bit more for all of us, where we go, okay, we got all this data from eBay that it's providing. Okay, so what? What can we do with that to where it'll provide us actionable results? Mm-hmm. Like, because a lot of people are applying it, and it still seems like it's a mixed result that's being produced.
Well, so it's not one of the most exciting conversations that you can have on YouTube about eBay is promoted listings. And it's really just a horrible what do you call that? Opposite of dystopian. It's a dystopian thing. It's like it's supposed to do. Now, you pay for advertising and you get like this result from it. That's how things are supposed to work. And in this particular case, you're just paying money to have more impressions be in a certain place, and maybe accidentally you'll get a sale from it. But I don't know until I think it's getting better though. That's my point. I think think we are just guinea pigging ourselves right, until they've got this thing figured out. There's nothing we can do about it. And when it's done, I'm hoping that I will go, here's my 5%. Now I pay 17.5 or 18.5% per item instead of 12.5, which is all I pay now because I do the nuclear reset. But I also can't bring ourselves, because you would come with me, to just start advertising knowing that it doesn't work. When doing the nuclear reset does work, it just doesn't, it's just not fun.
Which, by the way, there was one day that you forgot to do the nuclear reset.
Oh, yeah.
And
it did happen.
The impressions were awful for that.
No, they just bombed. It's still the same thing as it's been. So ours is so static though. It's really almost weirdly static.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we still have yet to do a nuclear reset. Like what we so want to, but we're so scared because we're like, we know just enough about it now to get ourselves into trouble, but we're worried that we wouldn't be able to get ourselves out.
Well, it won't hurt your store. It'll only benefit you if you don't erase half your store.
Yeah.
Well, or even just...
And it's easy not to erase your store too. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, just practice on, a handful of items.
Like kissing?
Here and there.
Practice in the back of your hand. Reset.
Ro probably would have appreciated if I practiced kissing more, I think.
Is maybe do some of our smaller categories first to kind of test that. Because if we did decide just to do like our clothing category, that would be really huge. And I think more what I'm possibly upset about is maybe a duplicate and then we accidentally sell one and then we're out of stock. That's more.
What's that?
So yes, you can. So I start every single day. I'm gonna try to go to the internet here.
He will show you something.
Maybe. I mean, it'll probably just erase us all. But let's see.
I know. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, look how you're tiny up there.
Oh, look at that. Wait, why
You're
are
so cute
oh,
and
because
tiny.
we're the
Look at
hosts,
you.
we're bigger, so okay.
Yeah, that's part of the power dynamic here. Okay, hold on.
I just wanted to read too. Paul Rose is saying, I'm over trying to figure out anything you do is only going to have a minimal effect. I'm back to just list as much as I can. After that, they'll do what they like, still reset, etc.
Yeah, I think Josh Galt mentioned that too, that he goes, you know what, I just don't care. I don't care anymore. But he goes, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get my store in the best position to where when everything gets back on track, regardless of whatever these external factors are, whether it's site issues, if it's the greater economy, whatever, he goes, I'm just going to get my store set up.
Ready to go.
Yeah, so it's going to be ready when everything is ready.
Do your job.
And that's really, we like that approach. That seems very mentally healthy. If not.
No, I think that's absolutely true. So I think that I'm looking right now. You can't see it unless you look on YouTube.
I was looking at the phone. I'll keep looking at the camera just so you don't see a couple people just looking down at that.
So I'm showing the impressions right now, and I'm showing on May 9th how I did not do a reset, and it's just telling without question. You just can't question that. And our sales, you can't. Oh, there's the sales. In case you were wondering, that the number of page views and impressions just dropped to a third of what they should be. So
yeah.
So anyway, everyone knows the nuclear reset does work, or resetting in anything, even if you don't do your whole store, if you just do a category. We've never done that because it seems more confusing but you can definitely arrange your listings by category and choose them, your active listings by category, and just do those. You can do that. It adds one little extra step to it. And
but she's concerned about duplicates.
Oh, right,
and you
duplicates.
run.
So
that's what I.
showing.
Yeah.
Let's check this out.
Back to what I.
Okay, so I start every day with duplicate listings eBay, and I'm the kind of person that I have to type up, like, so if I use something every day for a year, I won't make a link to it. No, I'll go up into Google and type in the same word to search for that thing.
Like our store policies.
365 days a year. Yeah, I don't even have a link to business
store policies.
I
go to Google.
eBay business policies.
Right, business policies.
So that's kind of how lame I am. But anyway, ISDNTEK.com. ISDNtech.com. eBay duplicate lister scanner.
This will be your friend.
So every single morning, no matter what, I go here right before I do the reset, and I put in old school artifacts with an asterisk because that is my store name.
You select your site.
And you select the country, and then you wait. It might take 2 minutes. You might sit here. You might have to twiddle your thumbs a little bit.
It existed.
You didn't know this existed?
I did not know.
So and it almost always works. I don't know who's paying for all these hits that I do on their database, but they're doing it. And see, these are all the duplicates on our store, and all these duplicates are real ones. If people are able to see that when we title something, we put dots at the end of it, periods. So
we're selling
3 of something.
Sorry, we're selling multiples of the same exact item, but they're same type of item, but they may have different conditions or so
it's got the same title with a period.
So the titles are all the same, but for us to not have this program, or for us to know that it really is not a duplicate, even though this program thinks it is, we put a period. So if we have 3, like you can see there's 3 joysticks there. So the first one has one period at the end of the title. The second one, there's 2 periods at the end of the title. And
what's
the
third one have?
3 periods.
Oh, nice.
So that we have a quick visual, so we can go, oh nope, that is correct, even though this thinks it is duplicate listings. No, because we have our little periods telling us.
So this is all our duplicate listings. I'm familiar with them, and every morning I check. So that's how you know you're not going to duplicate.
Does it show, because I can't exactly see here, does it happen to show your guys' SKUs? So like, if maybe you're carrying them or putting them in different locations?
No.
No, it doesn't show SKU. Okay, that's fine. I was
And
just curious.
you can't
Add to it.
or right, you can't customize the
I don't
columns.
see availability.
It has
of
category.
that.
It has catalog number, which is that maybe a SKU?
Could be. Yeah.
eBay catalog could be an EPID, UPC, ISBN. It's
Oh, okay. So that's like the
it's
okay.
not
No.
it's not a personal SKU.
But this would work because, like, let's say, for instance, you possibly think you do have it in 2 different areas, then just go to your store and look for the item. So that is still very helpful. That's awesome. Thank you for showing us that.
Yeah, that's incredible. Man, what they have now for keeping track of stores. like,
This
especially-
thing has been around there since I started eBay, or like it maybe early 2000s. This thing, I have used this forever. We used to use it because you used to be able to somehow really easily duplicate your items without knowing it. I can't remember what iteration of eBay that was, but a long time ago. And I used to use it way back then. Only started using this again during the nuclear reset, and it's still there and working. So it's pretty amazing. Probably 20 years that thing's been there.
But doesn't eBay also like give you a message saying duplicate?
It doesn't work though all the time.
Not all the time.
Because
It
we've caught that. Yeah, we've caught that sometimes a listing that has gone up twice. We personally think it's actually eBay making the mistake and
Yeah.
doing the listing twice.
it can
And
happen.
we don't always get the notification that it looks like a duplicate. So I mean, we've caught in our own store duplicates, and then of course freaked out over it. So this will be very helpful.
Yeah, there's no worse feeling for any of us when you've got an item that sells that turns out to be a
And
duplicate
you're out of
listing,
stock.
and then you hunt that you hunt that phantom listing down wherever you can, and it's like, nope, doesn't exist.
We've had in 24 years 2 times I've sold something I didn't have, and both times it was stuff we misplaced. Not even a duplicate listing, just like, well, we saw this tiny little vise and a tiny little anvil that we bought for 25 cents. I'm like, I'm going to go sell this for 1,000 times the price. And we did. We sold it for $35 or whatever. And
Wow.
and is that so 1,000 times, right? So we bought it for 25 cents. And then if you go 2 decimal places, that's only 100 times. I can't
Calculator.
tell. No, it's 1,000 because it's 4 decimal places.
Well, you're a lot better than us. We've had it happen to us 3 times,
We've
and
had it 3 times.
it's like,
And you've only been doing it for 2 years. Look at how great and on top of things we are.
go on top of it.
We're impressed. That's very good. The little one was a baseball card, which we think we accidentally. So that one might have been displaced, but yeah.
Yeah, that's when
Well, we
two
only
were-
had up until 2 years ago. At the beginning of the pandemic, we crossed the 400 item.
We thought we were doing great with 200 listed. Someone's
That's
like,
all-
"How many do you have listed?" And we're like, 200.
I never for those 24 years and even making over $1 million on eBay, we never had more than I don't know, maybe 300 items, and those were back in the arcade games where I had hundreds of PCBs listed, like just the game board itself, not the whole machine, just the computer part. And we had a lot of items, and they were, I had to work, and I was shipping every day.
But the records, books, all the
These
CDs
long tail
we've got,
things, the long tails.
those we had so many of those, and we
We didn't
started
start that
buying
until
those that
the-
they helped us really get high in our quantity. But Ryan is asking for you to put a link to that.
Okay.
in
Ryan, yes,
the-
Ryan, I will.
in the
I'll do
comments.
that.
Oh,
No,
the
that-
ISDN tech.
Yeah, that
Yes.
is a very helpful link. And see, you guys have the one because you guys do sell such really cool, unusual things. See, with a couple of our ones where it turned out that we were either out of stock or just couldn't find the item. 2 of the times we actually did not get in trouble for it from eBay because we told the guy and we kind of did a drop ship. And then the
Yeah.
second one were a kid's pair of pants, and we still have that pair of pants embedded. But it turns out Kohl's sells them. We ran over to Kohl's, paid for them, and then shipped them so that we wouldn't miss our shipping. It was
Whoa.
such a nightmare, though.
Yeah,
Well-
sold them,
Can't do that.
sold them for $5 and only cost us $12 to replace them. So
We've had to do that before, though.
We did that, yeah, with a
Comic book.
With a comic book, we shipped the. What happened? We don't even know what happened to it, but we just went on eBay, found a better quality one, and got that,
So,
and then had that shipped to the
not
customer.
finding items, when I said there was 2, that was a total lie. There's been like, 3 or 4 or 5 maybe. Now that you reminded me of the comic book.
Yeah, I
So
So
can't.
there's the Anvil, the comic book. Remember them all right now. Go.
Ryan, we put the
She's just not gonna...
we put the link in the video description.
Yes, it's there.
So, because the live chat often takes more than a day to post for us.
Yes, you
So
wouldn't see it. I'll put it here too, though.
yeah.
There's a very stimulating side conversation going on right now too about AI in the description.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah.
That's where we're very curious that we still do a lot of our standard description that we have like a standard description that we do for clothing, and then we have an everything description for anything that is not clothing, and we kind of use that for our primary description. But we've been starting to toy a little bit with
We've
using
read
AI
some of the AI descriptions and we're like, wow, that's impressive. And we've chosen not to use them.
Yeah, it's like it makes it sound like I'm just
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
fulfill hopes and dreams.
Yes,
Just-
I mean they do not. You got to
It did
really
not
watch
work.
them.
Error.
You really have to watch them because they say wrong stuff in there. I mean, for sure.
And sometimes, like, they're just so full of sunshine and roses. Like, people call us perky, but those AI descriptions are sometimes,
Yeah.
wow, off
Yeah,
the
they're,
charts.
they're like, boy, they're your best friend, those AI descriptions. But the problem is, it's like, and they have no flaws. And I say, well, please be honest about some of the flaws, because otherwise somebody's gonna, they're gonna get too good of an impression about what.
We sold a VCR. I think I mentioned this before, but that was like my most recent knowledge of this. Is I did an AI on a VCR. It was a VCR, top loading VCR, a little older, nice, collectible, worked perfectly. The person was happy who eventually got it. You'll be happy to know that. But I was looking around for information, doing my research on it, and I found one of them had recently sold, and it had an AI description, and it was called the Sanyo VCR 4000. That's the brand and the model, VCR 4000. It's a Betamax. It's a Beta Cord, which was Sanyo's version of Betamax, and I think they were sued and had to stop making them. But it's a Beta Cord. In the AI description said, "This machine will change your life. It plays Betamax and VCR tapes perfectly. It is made out of daisies and unicorn feces, and you must buy it now." And it was but it sold. Like the thing was sold. So I don't even understand how that.
Yeah, it is funny. Yeah, missing a loved one that's long gone. Hey, don't worry about it. This VCR/DVD combo is
Gonna solve all your problems, and it will make you love again. Yes.
Like, listen, AI, you're putting us in some hot water here. Like, I don't talk about like overcommit and underdeliver. It's like,
I definitely do not trust the AI descriptions yet. I
Oh
don't.
no, we
I'll
do not
see them.
trust AI in this house.
I see them and I'm just.
You've
like,
heard Alexa? She goes crazy. She won't even turn off.
How many
Loverboy.
things does this have in here that the seller did not catch that is incorrect?
All of them.
Yeah.
yeah. So that's funny too. Let's see here. Amy at the Nesbitt Experience says, "Basket, at the end of the day, I think Americans are looking for the best price, and thoroughness of listing pushes you up in rank." And that's true. That's so interesting too. That for those that really need a good description, like for example, member of the community here at Patricia, I could say 100% with confidence that Patricia combs the description before she buys anything to make sure.
Oh
she's
God,
clear.
yeah. Of course, she would
That
for
is
sure.
not standard issue. That's just somebody that is thoroughly concerned about, what's going on in their life. There's a lot of people that are like, dude, my two big concerns are when can I get off work and when is the next game on? Like, especially too, I got some guy friends, everything, and no disrespect to them.
And can I Venmo enough for my 6-pack?
Yeah, exactly.
Is there enough in my
I don't
Venmo?
have enough for the 6-pack. And so like those are the people that are like, they're checking their phone on a break and they look and they see the picture and they go, yeah,
Right.
boop. They're not reading the description that says, by the way,
Yeah.
it's got 3 holes in the middle of the back. So,
Well, the AI is introduced to help speed up the process, so people are like, hey,
So we can
it's
list
gonna
more
speed up my
garbage,
process.
more inaccurately, more often.
And
Well-
sometimes the description has been really nice, and I have picked up pieces from it that I've chosen to include. But yeah, just to solely go off of that, no way. You're
So
sitting
now,
in-
did you say that you thought that maybe it might that the algorithm could potentially recognize that you're using AI, which eBay is encouraging, so therefore it actually helps you, just because eBay recognizes it's their crappy AI, not because it's accurate.
So
We've had that conversation.
Yeah, but eBay's not going to hold themselves accountable when
Right.
it gets it and it's not as described.
It doesn't
But
play
that's-
both Betamax and VCR and Change Your Love Life and Bring Your Dead One Back.
So
Loved One, yeah.
Freya is saying, I can't remember whose show it was on right now, but they said that a customer service rep had told them to fill out less stuff so that their stuff would show up in search more. I went back and took off some and it didn't work, which, I mean, it sort of makes sense. But for the person, the shopper that is really trying to refine their search because maybe they want a specific color.
Was it Flipping Ain't Easy who just asked the question, which, I mean, it's been asked before, but it's an important question. The one thing that you would ask eBay or who was that just asked that question, and it was like, can you just make your, even if they're third-party customer service people for sellers,
Have the same answers.
well, can you just make them sellers? Can they just be sellers? Can they have
yes.
experience reselling? Like,
Right.
just so we actually are talking, apples and apples. Because they're like,
It was, I think,
just take out some of your words out of the item specific. Just take some out. Just put like a Porsche in every single one of the item specifics. That way people think you're fast.
It was on the Profit
was on the
Hour podcast.
It was on Three
Profit
Ps in a
Power.
podcast. That one.
3 Ps in a podcast.
I can't even say their name. But their,
it
by
was-
the way, everybody, if you haven't seen it, Josh Galt's back on the show
Profit
that they don't have a
Power
name
Hour
for
podcast. Profit Power Hour podcast, right? Okay.
The potentially powerful, palooka, paralyzing, perfect pachydermic percussion pitch podcast.
3 times fast.
All of those. That is so good. Yeah, we love watching Josh Galt, and it's nice that they got the podcast. And I think now
Yeah.
Bearded Pickers like joined them too, so they got that nice
It's
trio.
entertaining.
They're a thruple. Well, yes, they are.
They're a
thruple.
triple threat.
Scott's good people. That's hilarious. They're fun.
And it's nice. So they're on Saturday, just in case anybody was wondering. Saturday at 11 a.m.
But
Eastern.
I mean, there are. I feel like what's this? Daily Refinement.
I'm just putting some inline
They're-
advertising. Keep talking.
When we used to watch them, like a couple of years back, didn't when he would show some of his listings on eBay, were his titles just like really generic?
Who are we talking about?
Daily Refinement.
He talked about sometimes.
Just
he
like
would
lady
talk about
shirt.
people and say black shirt, and these people are selling 10,000 items a day. or
Oh,
something.
right. He would talk about other sellers that
Mm-hmm.
were having tons of sales, but their titles were so basic and generic, and
There's
it
some
was
sort
puzzling.
of there was some sort of only thing I got from that, like that episode or whatever, was that there is some sort of knowledge base around eBay that I don't know. So
Right.
people, you can do that. You can just say black shirt and sell 10,000 items a day. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
Those are the people that are working for eBay.
Well, they may be.
Right.
They may be working for eBay, or they could honestly be working for eBay, because eBay, there's nothing saying that eBay can't sell items, or that eBay gathered all of our international computer shipments in Illinois, never sent them to Germany, refunded us, refunded the German people, but then still had to sell that stuff. So is it eBay? Like, that could happen.
True, because that same exact stuff does happen to us, and I have been curious as to what happens to our items. Yeah, that's so true.
To
I
go
think
to the
I wanted to.
secret, the person whoever has the line on eBay's, banned items or whatever, that secret spot in Illinois is so psyched.
One of these days, probably not today. There's not much time left, and I don't know how interesting it would be. Anyhow, if you guys come on again, since you're on the West Coast, we're here on the East Coast. If both of us at the same time look up something specific and see what
Let's do it.
each of us gets
Can you do it right now?
for results.
Let's
Yeah,
do,
we can do it right now.
Yeah.
If you don't
Alright.
mind me doing the phone search.
yeah. What should we look up? Like, how should we formulate this so we can?
And I don't want to
Yeah.
pre-look up an item because I don't want it to somehow be like, oh, you know.
Yeah. So we won't type anything until you tell us exactly.
How
what to type
about
up.
like
Let her decide what it is.
let's say like rainbow comforter. Just let's
That's
see.
remarkably specific. All right, that
is.
should be good.
Comforter. How do you spell that?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So the very first one I have is
So we're quick and search.
Yeah,
Let's search.
search, and then let's arrange it by highest price first, mostly because that's just the way I do it. And then the top one is not a rainbow at all, but a Ralph Lauren Palm Harbor Blue Paisley King Comforter.
Here, you want to
4-piece.
show ours so they
Yeah.
can see?
Big. No, small. Yeah, there we are. So we're seeing a Ralph Lauren Harbor Blue Paisley King, no rainbow in the title at all.
All right, let's see.
So yeah, that's what we're seeing too. So
What's the
Ralph Lauren-
second one?
She needs to know number 2.
Ralph Lauren
Yeah,
High Desert
it
Navajo
matches.
Striped Queen
Oh,
Cotton.
I'm trying to scroll up on yours.
Number 2. Okay.
All right, and then the third
Wait,
one.
hold on. Let's just see. Let's see. Oh my gosh.
Interesting.
Ralph Lauren Grosvenor.
Yeah.
Gros-
Well,
Square.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're the
same.
So why do
Okay.
the first 3 items when I type in rainbow? Let's see. I'm gonna
That is
check the
defi-
first one.
Yeah, why does rainbow show up?
That's true. That these
Right
might
there.
be
And these are comforters. Like how many items are you really going to have them at the highest price for
Right.
comforters? We probably have to pick a category
Yeah.
where we're actually being less specific.
Well, or let's
Yeah.
go back to what it was as far as no price. Let's not put in. the
Yeah.
price
Oh right.
we want.
Okay. So just go to best match.
And FYI, that first one that came up says rainbow as the pattern. So either the seller just mistakenly copied an existing
They're
listing.
stuffing. They're stuffing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's a separate side discussion. Well, that wasn't rainbow at all. Okay,
Yeah.
let's stash that one for later.
Like the first 3 weren't rainbow at all. So are you? If you're using best match, we have this.
Are you
bed
guys
comforter.
using best match now?
We have
Yeah.
switched it back to best match.
Okay.
So we have this one up here at the top.
Oh, well, so it's funny. The first 2 are swapped on ours. So
Yeah.
for yours, the Shatex, I'm gonna go with Shatex.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The gray boho, that's number 2 on yours. That's number 1 for
Number
ours.
one on ours.
Ooh.
Rainbow
What if I
one.
refresh? I'm gonna refresh and see if it. No, mine stayed the
Yeah,
same.
and for us-
So this
for
is
us,
the East Coast version, and they have the West Coast. You can see here we have proven eBay nefariously changing the order of listings.
How dare they?
Yeah, this is already the most productive video we've had any relation to, like in a YouTube experience already. Like, this is it. This is our Everest right now.
We have discovered the truth. I am so
Wait,
happy.
I want to hear.
Okay.
Oh, I just said your third one is also our third
Oh
one.
yeah.
Okay.
I went to
Okay.
scroll.
But now
let's see.
refresh yours and let me refresh mine. Now, do they stay in that order?
Ours are.
Ours are
yes.
staying in that order.
So they're committed. Once they show us this page,
So
for
now
the
let's
West Coast,
type
they're
in
not
a
changing it.
brand name of something. Let's type in Nike. Okay, because this was generic. We're not asking for specific brands. Let's type
Vintage
in,
rainbow sheets. You know, like the rainbow
No,
ones
no,
I
no, no,
had?
no, no. I want
I
to see
want
what
them.
happens with the brand name.
Okay.
So let's type in Nike high tops.
That's gonna be a lot, aren't there?
How many G's and H's in that? All right. No, sorry.
I'm doing one word high tops, or
No,
the 2 words?
the high and then top.
H-I or H-I-G-H?
No, just HI. You can see it's prompting you.
I
just
see it saying
HI.
that. I'm just,
Okay.
I wanna
Just
be difficult
Nike
to my own
high
self.
tops.
Are
HI.
we?
Is high tops 1 or 2 words?
2.
Does it have a hyphen?
Okay, Nike. Here,
No.
let me just show the camera what we're gonna type. We're gonna type this if you can see it. There you go. That's what we're typing.
Okay, yes, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
In case you want, it's also 11:35 here, and my connection is 3 bars. All right. Okay. Nike high tops. Just want to get you the full visual.
Crucial.
TMI.
Oh, you guys will be shocked by the results.
That's very interesting.
very interesting.
What?
Hmm.
Same exact thing.
Same exact
You
thing.
got the same exact thing.
Guys,
There's nothing wrong with eBay. eBay is perfect.
we're
Except
we're
backwards.
flipped around again. The
backwards.
top 2 are flipped.
Now, why are
What?
they? They're both sponsored, so it could just be they're jamming these things into the sponsored hole any old way
Yeah,
they
so-
want.
Primo, you raise a good point. So actually, it should
Oh.
be a separate too. We're only checking right now. So the only baseline we have right now is we've looked at the first push
Yeah.
item. And again,
It's true.
we're doing very specific searches still.
So
that
what?
could be that the sponsored category will be consistent, but maybe the rest.
Yeah, scroll down to the non-sponsored.
So
What's your
these blue
first?
shoes are the first non-sponsored one.
First non-sponsored, we've got. Well, in fact, I'll just put it up to the screen. You guys can get a look.
Wait,
So-
can you make? I can't. People
That's-
can't see them.
No, they're not this small.
Oh,
Other people. We are
Yes.
though.
Well,
I can't. We can't really see it. What's the title? Ours is
No one
Air
can
Force
see it.
High Top. Oh, yeah, we can. See.
no, you
Yeah.
can't.
Sorry that I'm just like putting a random rectangle up to the screen. So our first non-sponsored is women's Nike high top size 8.5, and they look like white and gray. It's
Oh,
the-
yeah, that's not us.
Women's Nike High Tops
Oh.
8.5. They're the third one down.
Oh, interesting.
They're right here for $11.86.
An
Correct.
auction. Okay. Well, it's the third one down for us. Do you guys see the blue ones on like a wood floor?
Yeah, she's talking about these.
Air Force high top.
Nope.
They're not
let's
even
scroll
on
down.
our list.
Yeah, well, let's see. That they probably will be way down. Let's see.
And John is pointing out that this is what we've kind of come to
Yeah.
realize. And I know he was doing way back in time, like 6, 7, 8 months ago. He was going back and forth, sort of testing this out too.
Those
And-
blue ones on our list at
Yeah,
all.
they're
At
not
all?
on
Okay. Have all we definitely thought that eBay was geolocating items. That was one of the big things that happened.
So these are located in the Bronx, New York. So
So
that's
they're real
why.
close. So they're not going to ship $50 shoes to California, maybe.
So
But
you know
what
what?
if you want these blue ones?
You know what this sort of proves?
What does it prove, sweetie?
Sponsored.
Ads are on top.
works.
They're just on top.
Well, yeah.
No, that's all.
But
it proves.
it also, you're getting more geographic attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, so again, too, with the item location, too, we have ours still set to default with our local zip included.
Mhm.
And so it's interesting. I wonder if we both convert it to the U.S. only, which a typical buyer wouldn't worry about doing that kind of thing, I don't think. But if we just switch to like the U.S. only was the criteria.
Now, wait a minute. What if I go? What's your zip? Or what's a 9? I know
93003.
90.
Yeah. Ryan
Wait, I
said that.
forgot it already. 93003.
Mm-hmm.
93003.
Ryan is saying the blue ones aren't even on his first page.
Okay, so now if I'm searching from your location, I am not getting the blue ones. So sponsored. Then I'm getting some plaid, tartan plaid.
You're
red.
searching within 25 miles of their zip code.
Oh, sorry.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That's so wrong.
Yeah, totally.
Maybe we'll do Primo. We'll start including some instructions in our like cards that we ship with people that like, by the way, it'd be really nice for you to get your items shipped to you super quick and promote local sales is buy from our zip code again, or like update your default to be in
Yes, support your local business on eBay.
And we will white glove deliver these damn shoes to you. We will tie them on your feet. We will do everything to earn your business. I would do that.
How can
That'd
we
be
ship-
cool. Like we're in your neighborhood. If you're near this zip code, let us know and save us as a seller. That would actually be a really cool idea.
And what- This is another thing, profit. So John, thank you, John. You come up with a lot of good stuff. I'm just going to steal this next little tidbit, which was on this weekend. They were talking about. I forgot. What was it? So I got to get back. I got to get my train of thought back. So it was about. What you're saying right now is that the future for resellers is to bring your social media with you. Now, when you said use your zip and do something about your zip, and Hayfroze is doing this too. Now, all this information is flooding into my brain.
Oh my God, you just made me think
The
of something on
future
Hayfroze.
of
Yeah.
of reselling is social media.
You want to go big?
Yeah, let's go big. Social media, B, like really connecting with your clients, customers, whatever you want to call them, using new and modern techniques like what you just said. If you could communicate with them and say, hey, we're local, look at us first. I mean, I don't actually include a card or anything with my stuff, but I could maybe.
We don't even include like a printout of the eBay transaction.
No, we just take a dump in the box and ship it. We're terrible. That's a line from Tommy Boy, right? You could just put you take a dump in a box and mark it guaranteed, but
Yeah. It's like, yeah, you can look at a cow. What's the? I can't remember.
You can look at a friend and you can look at a cow, but no, that's not it.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Never looked at a gift horse in the mouth. That's one of them.
I forget. Like, he screws up the sales pitch or something by like.
The beef. You can take a look at a butcher by putting your head in a.
Yeah, you can take a look at a butcher, but what was that? It's like, that is so good.
Classic movie.
And-
I'll look it up.
I was doing Fat Man in a Little Coat just the other day. Remember that?
That guy in a little coat. Watching Hayfro's last video, he mentioned something that made my ears just perk up a little. And he was talking about how he had a really good sale on Etsy, and it was over $200. It was a Hello Kitty cart. And he said that, in the back of his mind, he was thinking that he's so happy it sold on Etsy because if it had sold on eBay, eBay probably would have looked at it and went, oh, you got your sale for the day, so no more sales for you. And I thought that was a really sort of good point and abstract way of looking at it too, because so many of us do think that eBay caps us if we make X amount of dollars in a day. But he was saying Etsy, I don't know if he's had a ton of experience yet on Etsy, but it doesn't seem like they would be doing that like eBay does.
Actually, so what's funny too, when you talk about that with the buyer experience spam, so actually I had an idea that sparked the other day that like if I was working in any kind of leadership at eBay, like, and they put me up in front of a suggestion box, like, give us a great idea to keep your job, give us a great idea that will help us improve eBay, and that'll be worth the investment for us to put in the financial resources for this new technology or whatever you want to recommend. What I thought would be really cool is right now we're kind of treated like individual silos in the whole eBay equation. Like when we ship out, it's always just us shipping directly from us and everything, and there's no real coordination with other sellers. But right now, especially with all the social media and everything, in many cases people will want to create like a combination of things. Like somebody wants to buy a cute top and buy a cute skirt that all go together and everything, but then they might say, okay, well, I've got a limited amount of money, I only want to pay this much, but I don't want to have to work out all that math between these two things. What'd be cool is if like they had the technology to where a buyer could find the top with one seller, find the skirt with another seller, do the combination, and then do a proposed offer for the combination of what they're able to pay for the entire outfit. And then eBay sends that out to both sellers and says, okay, you guys need to coordinate on this, but you let us know what each of you is willing to sacrifice in the amount of cost for the item.
Is that what's happening right now in between this new offer thing and that eBay, the outfit? They have a new AI outfit thing.
They do.
And I don't know how it works. I haven't looked into it because I don't care. But now I care all of a sudden just for this topic.
Maybe I heard an advertisement for it and it's just locking in my brain.
Because we have
If so, great job, eBay. I think
Does it work like that though at all? Does it do anything like that?
We're not sure. We haven't really looked into it either, but we have definitely had customers ask us to, like, they've bought from us and they're like, okay, can you combine the shipping? And we're looking through all of our orders and we're like, you haven't bought anything from us. And they're like another item to combine. And they're like, yeah, I did. I bought like this hoodie and blah, blah. And we're looking and we're like, no. And we're trying to be like so sweet and nice about it. They're like, are you sure you didn't buy it with another buyer? And then they had gotten confused, bought from two different buyers thinking that it was just us and asking to combine shipping. Like, there's no way we can combine the shipping because we don't have that other item. But it was one of those things where it's like, yeah, buyers do want to do that. They do want to use multiple sellers for one like joint outfit.
Yeah, or eBay sets up like little hubs in different regions and everything where all items go. They get packaged together.
But we've never been asked to do anything with another seller with an outfit.
I think what's really comforting is that the idea appears to be like wholesale rejected by the chat, where they're like either retailers are already kind of going that direction and planning for it, or like that would never work because communication's too difficult.
The communication.
I agree.
The communication would be too difficult because we're
logistics in general.
Every day, but there's so many sellers that aren't, and they might ignore a message for 2 or 3 days, in which case then now we've lost out on that sell also.
Yeah, see, but I love that either way. So I love putting ideas out there, even if they don't make sense. Okay, well, why do they not make sense?
I mean, it makes sense if you're like Amazon, you know, you have the warehouses with all the merchandise, and then you can combine and put in a box. But yeah, we're just too spread out.
And then this is the big question. I want to save this to the last. Excuse me. Is if you this should get this is the question that should get everybody going, but it's been asked before. You've got a big pile. You've got 1,000 gold bars, right, on eBay, and they're worth $1,000. That's the going rate. Is commodity. It's worth today. It's worth $1,000, and you got 1,000 of them, and you sell them for $500 each. And is eBay going to stop them from selling? Is eBay going to cap
you?
Are they going to cap my $500 gold bars because they only think I can ship out 10 in a day? We need to do this. Who's got the gold? Josh, who's got gold bars? Come on. Do it.
Yeah, exactly. If one of us is still doing all right enough to do that, and doing real good.
We're doing just fine on eBay. But the question is, I mean, that's the one I was trying to actually, this is a serious conversation I was having with Lovely over here about how to establish the spectrum. So the spectrum, I'm very fond of spectrums, being on several. So but if that's an obvious bot, like they can't stop that from happening, or will they? That's the first question to ask. If you had a deal so good that 1,000 items have to sell within the next 10 minutes because there's just no reason for it not to happen, would they actually put the brakes on it?
Well, there was, and I don't know if this is related exactly to what you're asking, but there was a video that I was watching where Chris Lynn was, I think he was helping one of the other sellers with their store, but they were apparently selling Apple iPads. I think they were refurbished, but in excellent condition. And he was selling them way cheaper than almost every other Apple iPads that were on there. And his listings weren't even coming up. So they were trying to help him figure out why they weren't coming up. And so for some reason, they're like, no, eBay is absolutely blocking your store. And they were also saying, like, this is an excellent listing at a great price. So I do think that, yes, even if you had an excellent product at an excellent price, eBay will cap how many of those you can sell.
Well, and, there's a lot that'd be like, and you know what? And they'll probably look at you suspiciously, just like you'll get just because eBay's like, okay, what money laundering is going on here?
Right. I with like Apple products, eBay may be like,
well,
where's the stolen product? But
where's
eBay
the best example I could use of that?
But eBay does have in their policies.
I'm dying of cancer. I'm Primo Kimo, for crying out loud.
I think more for like newer sellers is that they don't want you to overpromise or have too many, sales, and you're not able to meet your deadlines or, fulfill the orders.
I can't believe they would, though. That's my personal belief. I don't think we're ever going to be able to test this exactly. But, I'm
saying they're still backing you up. So if you're selling fake gold bars at this great price, if you don't fulfill it, they're financially responsible for it.
That's a good point. And I do know that time and time again, eBay talks about financial their liability. Thank you. Great.
Mm-hmm.
So, thank you very much. Yes, liability. And then the way that eBay is structured now, where they do nothing and they just get money from us all, they're managing liability. I mean, that's what this company is, right? So it makes sense that they would limit that liability by limiting your sales. But I'm wondering just where that smooth, sweet spot is that you can sell, maybe not gold bars, but maybe something that's less fraught with problems that is equally as attractive. Like iPads would be a great example, except for it has a brand. And so maybe the brand is messing with it. I don't know.
That's true. Right.
Well, and so, sorry, go ahead, Span.
Oh, no. You go. I was just going to read a comment from Paul Rose.
Yugo was a small car made in Yugoslavia in the 1980s.
My dad threatened me would be my first car when I was
I feel like we need pop-up video, little glonk. Yugo was a car. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. And so yeah, he was just like, I'll help you buy it, but just know you're getting the Yugo.
You're getting the Yuga.
And be grateful for it. It's like that or a gremlin.
Dad, I want a Lakar though,
Yeah.
with a rag top.
It's funny though, like another conversation point that I think would be interesting to pursue would be, would we be okay if eBay says, hey, we will not throttle you for sales? Like, okay, we'll just come out and say we've been throttling you for your sales and everything because of all these risks. We will remove that throttling, but we need to hold your money for like 30 days for each transaction, and then you kind of get it after the transactions come through successfully.
Or how about anything over the amount that we are comfortable with, we will now hold for 30 days.
Totally.
I think I would go for the 30 days, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It would be like, unblock me, keep my money for 30 days. I'm fine with that.
I think we all would be, and so that's what's kind of funny is like they're kind of going about it the opposite way that a lot of us sellers really be grateful for, and that is like, you know what, hey,
give me the sales.
We put in all this work so that you stamp us with the fact that we are a top-notch seller. We're top-rated seller.
We're already trusted by you. We have the history.
Yeah, our items have top-rated plus. We built up a trust.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll trust you back by you holding onto our money, and you'll see that our transactions go through. People are going to be very happy, and everybody's going to win here. Why would you not want to go ahead and do that for everybody involved? Because then, buyers want to know that their seller is awesome.
Yeah.
And like bring more awesome sellers that are proving their track record, get them up there.
Buyers want the good deal. So if you are giving them a really great product at a good deal, don't throttle us back. Let us sell them all.
And you've got so many crappy dealers out there. They don't have top-rated seller. I hate to tell you.
Talking about a good deal, Paul Rose was a few months ago, eBay pulled a listing. So he called and they said to him, it was listed too cheaply. And if I relist it at twice the price, it will be okay. So it sold a few weeks later. Honest, no BS. That's interesting. And one other thing I wanted to mention too is in regards to combined shipping for customers that maybe want to put an outfit together, but there's different sellers, is Rockstar Flipper. Like maybe this is also sort of moving toward new ideas in reselling. He has like a business where you can send him your stuff, and then he takes care of shipping it,
listing it, shipping it. It's a fulfillment.
It is a fulfillment center. So maybe more people will start moving towards something like that.
Just to be honest, please, good luck to him doing that. It sounds like a nightmare. Like
it does.
For me, it would be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't. Because we literally decided between a tiki bar in 2004, a tiki bar, and Auction Oasis, which was sell people stuff on eBay for them.
When it was only auctions.
When it was only auctions still. And we also found, and we're going to show this at some point, a article in our local Cool paper, the Cool Persons paper, that talked about our restaurant opening. And in the first title, it was like... James Guthrie, eBay tiki and eBay enthusiast. Like in 2004, I was like, seriously? I was like eBay forward in my conversations with people in 2004.
Yeah, that's
I thought that was interesting. We've been locked up in this thing for a long time. So, needless to say, when 2020 happened and the whole world changed, it changed like that for a lot of us. Like, we're just so used to having it so easy and so good and so... just so easy. That's what it was, so easy, and now it's not. But that's all. That's all I have to say about that.
And Big Dre was excited because he got a sale, but now he's saying, never mind, the buyer just canceled, said he thought he was accepting an offer, which, by the way, I see this so often in the boards I'm on, is sellers go and look at what comps are. Then next thing you know, the seller is getting... offers, and the seller thinks it's somebody.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah, because we go research stuff and then we get all these offers.
The seller's getting offer from the buyer, but the seller thinks that it's a customer. No, I'm sorry, I'm mixing that up. Anyhow, I hope you know what I mean.
I liked your story. It was nice. Wait, we can't hear you.
Oh no, what happened?
We're not hearing you, guys.
I hope
I didn't do anything. It wasn't me. The first thing I want to say is it wasn't me. Well, I do see it's 2:55, so it could be that's what's happening, that the internet knows that we're done.
Now I feel bad. What if they were trying
us.
to talk and we're just like blah, 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 because we thought they were not saying anything.
People tune in on Mondays, every Monday, to listen to us blah, blah, blah for 2 hours. So I don't think so, but I don't understand why. Hold on, just give me 1 second in case, because I would hate for you not to be able to say goodbye and stuff.
Look, collab cam.
Undo mute collab cam. Are you there? No, you're still muted. Huh. Well, a big disastrous thing to happen in the last 5 minutes is totally cool. That seems reasonable. So basically what I'm going to do. So, hey, Ro. Well, this is what we're going to do today. We're going to TikTok you guys. So, yeah.
Charades.
So you guys go. Wait, no. Doug, you go to Costco and go get a giant steak at a Brontosaurus Burgers. Can we have Brontosaurus Burgers tonight, Gus? I just thought that's what they're saying. I was trying to read their lips.
I think he was doing Home Alone. Kevin McAllister looking in the mirror.
Well, I guess this is a good time to stop, because we could probably do this for a really long time.
I wish I knew sign language. That would be great to learn.
But I do want to say, I do see Great Reseller Life James is here, and I want to remind everybody to go check out James's. First of all, there's Vern. That's his beautiful little doggy Vern, who is no longer with us. But
I gotta bop his nose.
Forever a sticker.
Bop. Wait, bop.
And then his first number one series collector cards on a reseller theme collector card thing. And go check those out and help him sell the first series out. They're limited editions, like not a huge, like 100 and 150 or something. And then...
and let's make sure
Here, you guys, go over there.
That Ro and Doug get to... If you wanted to put something in the...
We can't hear them. We muted them
in
permanently.
the comments.
We've just...
as we head out.
Permanently digitally muted them.
I don't know what the heck. But yeah.
I have one idea. Let me try one thing. I'm gonna do one thing.
Okay.
Because sometimes this works how they... You know how I have to go in here in properties and I have to go to out and then I go to this. Are you there?
What's that NDI source? Anything? No?
Are you guys there?
No.
Oh, no, they're talking and they're not there. I don't know. They're happy. They're very perky, and they're talking to us on the finger phone. So that's cool. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. Honestly, it just went. Hey,
Ro is saying, LOL, love you all. Nesbit saying, back at ya. James has to be a troll. James is just funny. James being James.
James has to be a troll under the bridge.
Pavros, it's because of all the profanity.
So, this was the first show where we got to absolutely zero of your comments, but thank you so much for being here. And we're going to put on the show, the song that you guys love. Yeah. That's it. You got it. That's it.
Ladybug, this song's
It's time
for you.
to get things started with Major Win. Why can't we get things started? Because
this was
their
so
sound is
fun.
muted.
We are so happy that you were with
Thank
us
you
today.
so much for joining
we
us.
Sincerely love you. You guys are so awesome.
Go
and
check them out at
here is
Major_Win on the YouTube.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
No, Tuesday, Wednesday.
I'm sorry.
Right?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They are at
10 o'clock in the morning.
Eastern time. 10:30. Man, we suck. Aloha! Thank you for being here, everyone.
Have a great day, everybody. Happy sales. We'll see you on a Wednesday. Give your love to Major Win Posse crew.
Major Win is tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning at 10. And go buy James's cards, and we'll see you on...
Thank you so much
I'm going to
for
say
being
this.
with
I never
us,
say
everyone.
this, but I kind of like it. We'll see you on the next one.
Aloha!